you like Boeing? I mean, it's at 166. Is there room for this stock to move to the upside, or are you more worried about it?
It's going to take a full reset here. First, forget the numbers for today. It's really a report card on how good or bad a job the analyst did in getting the number right. The fact that the free cash flow burn is a little less than we thought, I guess it's comforting to a certain extent. The only good numbers I saw was that debt was down a bit. Defense put in a small operating profit. And unfortunately, Nicole, there's a fine line between aircraft delivery and safety. And they've obviously crossed that line. So I don't get a lot of solace out of Dave Calhoun. I think one of his comments this morning was we're having a tough moment. You think management needs to go. That's happening. And you're going to see a full sweep here. And it's got to go and change the entire culture that has permeated throughout Boeing over the last decade.
Yeah. Look, I mean, you're right. It is a tough moment in time, without a doubt. And they're going to be, obviously, they've been changing all the executives throughout. First, it was the ones, that had more to do with the manufacturing, and Dave Calhoun will be changing roles as well. So, Ben, tell me some of your thoughts on Boeing going forward. What's the outlook? Could it be positive, or are you more worried about the headwinds?
Sure. Well, thanks for having me. My takeaway was that we're not really going to see improvement until deep into the second half of the year. That's production, deliveries, and cash flow. So my takeaway was that they have a lot of work to do to get the manufacturing process straightened out, and that's not really gonna show up in terms of results until probably July.
Yeah, and look, when I was reading about the deliveries, I don't have it handy right now, but I had read it earlier, the deliveries will be less than what were expected, and that, too, feels like, a black eye, Ben. And at the same time, Airbus is the real main competitor. I mean, when you think about the landscape, do they lose market share? You have a lot of the major airlines sort of pausing on their orders, right?
Yeah, well, I think that customers don't have a lot of alternatives. Their competitor Airbus is sold out through the rest of the decade. So I think we're seeing customers, I think, becoming realistic about what their deliveries are going to be this year, and we've seen airlines reduce their expectations and capex for the year. So far, at least, I don't think it's been showing up in orders. The backlog is still relatively stable in terms of market share. We'll see, whether that continues.
Yeah, we have to wait for a control improvement plan, a quality one. And I think people are waiting for some clarity on that pertaining to deliveries, which sharply slowed, as we just noted. Also, I wanted to say Calhoun reiterated the 737 MAX production has dropped now below 38 MAX jets per month. So it doesn't feel so great. The fact that they are uber focused on safety going forward, they need this plan, a control improvement plan. David, final thoughts here.
Yeah, I think the $10 billion free cash flow yield that Dave Calhoun is talking about for 2026, that's a stretch. I don't think investors really buy into that. And there's really a controversy right now about, did they make a mistake years ago when they outsourced so much of their manufacturing, the tail, the landing gear, flight controls, you name it. There was a time, Nicole, when pilots used to say, if it ain't Boeing, I ain't going. I don't hear that a lot anymore.